Yeah, our stable apprentice Josh Cartwright was lucky enough to get invited to Sacramento to ride in the World Apprentice Championship. One of our owners, Pete Sandars from Emsley Lodge, he accompanied Josh, and it was really interesting when he got back to have a talk to him about what his experience was like and what it's like to own horses in America. I just asked Pete a couple of questions of what his experience was like. Thanks for joining us, Pete. First of all, I hope you had a wonderful time over in Sacramento. When you first got there, what was the first thing you noticed?
That it was a dirt track.
So does the race similar to the synthetic, or how does it race, Pete?
Well, there was plenty of kick, so most of the horses that won led from the front, just like they do on our synthetic here.
Now, notice the prize money was, there's a few $7,000 races as well as a $70,000 race. Is that the norm for these sort of meetings?
Yeah, there's a lot of small purse races, unfortunately, but they race different types of horses. There was even a mule race, an Arabian race, you know, that sort of thing. They're not all thoroughbreds, these races.
How do you have a bet? We're all interested in having a bet. Is there bookies or is there totes, or how do you get on?
Primarily tote.
So there's no bookies at all?
I didn't see any bookies, funnily enough, but no, I got led towards the tab window and lost money.
I noticed in the race book there's a lot of single owners. In Australia we're heading very much towards syndication. Is there a big syndicates, or is it mainly just the one-off owner?
There was predominantly single owners. The race book that I looked at, every horse had a single owner, and there was some multiple, like the same owner having two horses in a race. It's quite different.
In Australia, we're cutting back from, in the metropolitan areas, 3 clerks of the courses to 2, and then in the country from 2 to 1. You said something really interesting the other day about the clerks of the courses over in America.
Yes, Jamie. What I did notice was that every rider and every horse has its own clerk of the course in the US. It's certainly in Sacramento that I saw, which is they obviously observing the health and safety issues.
What about the weights, Pete? Is it similar sort of weights? The horses carry similar sort of weights to us?
Yeah, except it's in pounds. Yeah, it's in pounds, not kilos. So you've got to do a quick conversion to work out, whether you got an advantage in the weights or not.
As an owner over there, is it very similar to us? Do you get members' tickets and get pretty close to the jockeys and the trainers, etc., or what's the setup like over there?
I didn't get to sit in any corporate box or anything, but we were pretty well looked after, and everybody seemed to be a close-knit family over there.
I thought it was a great initiative from RVL for these young boys to go over and ride in different places in the world. Did Josh have a good time? Was it a great experience for him, and would you recommend in future for other apprentices to go over?
I think Josh this totally opened his eyes. It was a whirlwind trip in 3 days, let's face it, but I think any young rider would benefit from a trip and that type of experience, and I think he's just going to be a better person, a better rider for it.
Fantastic. Thanks, Pete, mate. Really appreciate you, first of all, going over with Josh and chaperoning him and spending time with him, and also spending time with us today. There you go, that was Pete Sandars, and just goes to show the difference in racing all over the world, and the similarities and the differences, and probably also makes us realise how good it is to race horses here in Victoria.